This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Tonight on The South Today, an avalanche in the Mount Cook area early this morning has killed 2 of 3 climbers. The legend of rugby union player Marty Banks is set to get another chapter in Southern rugby. And finalists of the Otago Business Awards were celebrated at a function in Dunedin last night. Kia ora, good evening, I'm Holly Buchanan. Attempts by rescuers to carry out CPR on the 2 Central Otago-based guides killed in an avalanche this morning were unsuccessful. Fresh details have emerged of the dramatic mountain rescue on Mount Hicks near Aoraki, Mount Cook, after an avalanche engulfed 3 climbers. The 2 guides were killed, but Jo Morgan, the wife of Gareth Morgan, miraculously survived after setting off her personal locator beacon, then reportedly dug her way out. Area Commander Inspector Dave Gaskin spoke to media late this afternoon. He says the deaths will have a dramatic effect on a community already reeling from the deaths of 3 people in a helicopter crash in Wanaka 2 weeks ago.
They left the hut this morning approximately 2 a.m. to climb Mount Hicks. They reached the summit and descending when they're coming down what appears to be the West Ridge or the Southwest Ridge at approximately 6 o'clock this morning. They've been engulfed, all 3 have been engulfed in an avalanche. They've all been buried, but the client, luckily enough, has managed to get sufficiently to the top. She's managed to get out. The other 2 were trapped under the avalanche. A beacon, a personal locator beacon, was set off by the client, and the search team were dispatched, arriving on the scene approximately 7:30 this morning. About an hour and a half after the incident. They located the 2 victims. They did CPR and worked on them for some time, but unfortunately both passed away. Right. Male, female? They're both male and they're both in their 50s. I can't give you at this stage their names. Both are New Zealand residents, but both overseas people, and we've got to notify the next to come before we release the name. I'm not exactly. I think they might be from Germany, but that's as much as I know. And you talk about the CPR was performed on them, so they weren't killed. I think they worked on them for some time, as they would normally do. I think one of them was probably killed pretty much instantly, and the other one probably perished before the team got there. But I think it's one thing you do is, until you get a suitably qualified person available to declare life extinct, you keep trying, and I hope that you might have that out.
A witness says a man deliberately drove his vehicle at a Dunedin road worker this morning before returning to the scene to remonstrate with a manager. The witness says the motorist was travelling east on Stewart Street when he sped through the Cumberland Street intersection, currently under stop-go traffic control. He drove past a worker holding a stop sign before driving directly at a Fulton Hoga worker, coming within inches of hitting him. He then stopped, got out of his vehicle and swore at the worker. The driver then left the scene before returning several minutes later to remonstrate with a site manager who was attempting to defuse the situation. The legend of Marty Banks is set to get another chapter in the South after the first 5 was this morning named in next year's Highlanders. Banks will come back from Japan to be one of 3 number 10s for the franchise, replacing Fletcher Smith, who's gone to the Hurricanes.
He joined them by video link from Japan today, but soon first 5 Marty Banks will be back in the South in person.
To come back and be a part of it again for a season is something which means a great deal to me.
He's been named as one of 3 first 5s in the Highlanders squad for 2019.
In the end, what we were looking for was somebody just to add a little bit of experience to that group, someone that can mentor those guys through, but also compete and challenge for that number 10 spot. And we feel with all the guys that we assessed, Marty was the best candidate for that role.
Banks first played for the Highlanders in 2015, kicking a drop goal in the final to seal the side's one and only Super Rugby title. He was also called into the 2017 side, playing in 15 games and scoring over 100 points. Teammate James Lynch is looking forward to having him back.
It's not only how he plays on the field, but it adds a lot to our environment. Like the boys like taking the mickey out of him, so we're looking forward to getting back into that.
There are just 7 new faces in the 38-man squad. Major says one of their key recruitment areas was up front.
One thing we're looking for with our forward pack when we're looking at recruitment was a bit of size and a bit of bulk, and we feel that Aiden Johnson, Josh Josephus Scott are going to give us that up front. Obviously Seth Fangasi come in as well, so we've gone for a bit more size.
There are 7 players from Otago in the squad, but for the first time in Highlander history, not one Southland player has made the cut. In Dunedin, the South Today.
A cyclist was taken to Dunedin Hospital this morning after colliding with a car in Caversham. A St John's spokeswoman says a 44-year-old woman was taken to the emergency department with minor injuries after the collision near the intersection between Rutherford and Thorn Streets. St John was called to the scene just after 7:30. Finalists of the Otago Business Awards were celebrated at a function in Dunedin last night. The Otago Chamber of Commerce says they received a record number of entries in the competition.
More suits than you can shake a measuring tape at, and a record number of entries at the Otago Chamber of Commerce Business Awards. Chamber Chief Executive Dougal McGowan says they've restructured the competition this year.
Yeah, look, we're doing things a bit differently this year. We've had over 120 entries across a number of categories. We've changed up the categories. We're looking to do things quite differently. What we're also trying to make sure is that it's a real celebration of businesses, and we've gone around the whole region, and that's been a real uplift for us to seeing the numbers that have come in from the regions that are here tonight as well.
The evening's event was predominantly a meet and greet where finalists get to know each other. And McGowan says that the region's businesses are match fit and change ready going forward.
But what they're doing is they're innovating, they're making change, they're looking to what the future looks like, and they're listening to their customers and what their people are saying. You know, and what we're seeing is that business doesn't just sit in one region, it sits across the region and throughout New Zealand and internationally as well.
Westpac are the principal sponsors of the awards, and the area's commercial manager believes the current business climate is good.
Look, overall it's actually pretty good. People are fairly positive. There's always people that are struggling, there's always people that are doing well, but overall the businesses that we're talking to are fairly happy with life and are just enjoying doing what they're doing. Yeah, there's a lot of passionate business owners out there.
Categories in this year's Business Awards include the Sector Excellence Award, Business Practice Award and ACC Workplace Safety Award. Westpac's Philip Moore was on the judging panel and says the calibre of the record number of entries is very high.
So I actually got to go through all the entry forms and also involved in the interview process. And there's just a range, you know, you've got technology, you've got retail, manufacturing, it just covers everything. And there's just some fantastic businesses in Otago that you just don't hear about them. Every year I am surprised at the quality of the businesses.
Winners of each of the award categories are eligible for the Westpac Supreme Business Excellence Award. In Dunedin, the South Today.
And still to come on the South Today, Dunedin firefighters receive an unusual call-out and a conservation plan gets underway for Lawrence's historic courthouse.
Electrify NZ Dunedin sell quality European designed e-bikes with reliable componentry so that you too can wear the e-bike grin. Call in for your complimentary test ride today or book online. Find us at 249 Cumberland Street, phone 021 035 9820.
It's that time of year, it's time to get into the garden and it's time to get your weed eater down here at the Power Garden Department at Andersons Bay Road. This year it's all about the cordless weed eater. Come down and see us at Mighty 10 Mega and we'll help you get it done right.
It's always really satisfying when a customer comes back after doing a purchase of outdoor furniture and knowing that we've got it done right.
Spring is here and it's time to get in the garden. Ready Lawn will take care of your lawn needs, making Lawn Care a snap. They will install the perfect lawn while you plant your favourite flowers and vegetables. Call Ready Lawn today so you can enjoy the coming season.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
When it's time to say goodbye to your pet, Heaven Sent Pet Cremations are here to help you through this difficult experience. Call Heaven Sent Pet Cremations today for their care and guidance. Phone 489-2274.
Be inspired with home ideas, indoor and outdoor living this weekend. For delicious food inspiration, watch our very own local master chefs in action. Tickets on sale now.
Step into Shop on Carroll and discover a shop full of treasures. We have a fantastic range of vintage and retro clothes, upmarket clothing labels, collectible items, beautiful jewellery, quality linen and the best range of vintage haberdashery.
Step into Op Shop on St Andrew and discover a place with plenty of bargains for yourself, your friends and the whole family. We have new items arriving every day. Visit us for a fabulous range of economy and upmarket clothing, accessories, books, shoes and more. Shop with us and support your community.
At Green Island Medical Centre, we are committed in caring for our future and present generations. We know as a young person, coming to the doctors can be quite daunting. Our highly skilled doctors and nurses will make your experience one where you will leave with a smile. Your health is very important to us.
Welcome back. The Oamaru man charged in relation to a hit and run which killed Oamaru teenager Zara Joy Blackie last Tuesday will appear in the Oamaru District Court on November the 21st. He was due to appear today, but it was adjourned by the registrar. The 30-year-old, who has name suppression, faces one charge of failing to stop or ascertain injury or death after a crash. It's not known if he'll face further charges. And Dunedin firefighters faced an unusual challenge today when a Maryhill resident reported a cat stuck on the top of a light pole. How the cat got up there is unclear, but fire crews were able to employ the standard extraction technique they also use for felines stuck in trees.
Well, my dad saw a cat up the pole and I just posted on Dunedin News and then I called the fire brigade. Fire brigade turned up thankfully and did an amazing job and got this cat down. Thank you to them so much.
So we received a phone call to station. There's a cat stuck up a tree. On arrival we discovered a cat up a light pole. So from there what we did was we got a ladder and senior firefighter Sonia Evers rescued the cat. She did a fantastic job. She's very good with animals, so that helps.
It was very upset. I walked under it and I was like, oh okay. I thought it was just chilling up there, but I got under there and it wasn't. It definitely wasn't.
A conservation plan is underway for Lawrence's historic courthouse. The building is in a sorry state of repair and organisers of a Heritage Day hope to gain support to restore the once grand structure.
Moss grows on the inside of Lawrence Courthouse's crumbling walls, but all might not be lost. Organisers of a Heritage Day on Sunday hope to attract people to the many older buildings around the town.
Well, Heritage Day on Sunday, November the 4th, and the idea is for people from far and wide really to come and have a wee look and just see what we've got in our town, what we've got to offer. There's obviously the heritage buildings up Colonsay Street, the Chinese camp.
And speaking inside the courthouse with a corroded wall behind him, Roger Cotton says work has been done to keep the rain out.
So we've spent a bit of money recently, or in the last 12 months or so, on drainage and the guttering and things, and what's happening is the building's starting to dry out because it's been quite damp.
He says after the walls dry out, the next threat is the wall simply falling apart. And he's pleased work is set to begin.
As you can see over here, we still haven't quite got it done, but where it's drying out, things are starting to erode a little bit. So it's all part of the conservation process. Through the conservation plan we've done, and we'll get all this fixed up in due course. It will take a little bit of time, but we've got to start somewhere.
He says everyone's invited from far and wide to Lawrence for the open day and is hopeful to infect more people with the conservation bug. In Lawrence, the South Today.
After the break on the South Today, a Dunedin artist finds a novel way of demonstrating the impact humans are having on wildlife. And a unique project is underway inspired by pincushions made by injured soldiers in World War I.
Every Kiwi deserves a reliable garage door. Rely on Garrador to protect your important stuff. Just like Darren. His Garrador keeps his favourite ride in mint condition. We have a huge range at affordable prices. Visit our website for a free consultation. We stand behind every door.
Active Interior Design in Mornington are the curtain and blind experts. The team can even advise you on outdoor products and will ensure that everything is perfect. For interior design with flair, call Active to book your free in-home consultation or call into the showroom in Mornington.
At Green Island Medical Centre, we are committed in caring for our future and present generations. We know as a young person, coming to the doctors can be quite daunting. Our highly skilled doctors and nurses will make your experience one where you will leave with a smile. Your health is very important to us.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
Helping New Zealanders to do more. Talk to MTF today.
Hello, it's Jeremy down here at Mitre 10 Mega in Andersons Bay. We've got 35 different lawnmowers down in our power garden department. We've got ride-on mowers, petrol mowers, battery operated mowers, push mowers. Did you know we've even got a robot, a little robot lawnmower that pops out during the day when you're at work or play. It'll pop out and mow your lawn. So come down and see me, Jeremy, down in the power garden department at Mitre 10 Mega in Andersons Bay Road, where we'll help you get it done right first time.
For more than 50 years, Roslyn Mowers and Heating have been selling and servicing quality lawn mowers and outdoor power equipment. Bring your mower, chainsaw, garden equipment in for repair or service and you go in the draw to win a Husqvarna petrol line trimmer. See you in store soon.
Be inspired with home ideas, indoor and outdoor living this weekend. For delicious food inspiration, watch our very own local master chefs in action. Tickets on sale now.
Step into Op Shop on St Andrew and discover a place with plenty of bargains for yourself, your friends and the whole family. We have new items arriving every day. Visit us for a fabulous range of economy and upmarket clothing, accessories, books, shoes and more. Shop with us and support your community.
I just like it. It's something that you can see the fruits of your own labour. You put it right now, you don't have as much to do at Christmas. If you come see me, Derek, in the garden department, then we get it done right.
Motor Trade Finance proudly brings you Rural Delivery. A look at the places and faces behind New Zealand agriculture. Tuesday evenings 8:30, repeating Saturday morning at 8 and Sunday afternoons 4:30.
Welcome back. An incredibly lucky motorist has walked away with barely a scratch after his car was hit by a train at a crossing in Southland this afternoon. The man reportedly drove into the path of a freight train at a crossing in Edendale, northeast of Invercargill. Police say he suffered only minor injuries in the crash. The driver received medical attention at the scene but was too shaken up to comment. The force of the collision crushed the back of his sedan, smashing the rear windscreen and ripping off the boot. The crossing has no lights or barrier arm. And Dunedin artist Michelle Beavers is using knitting to tell the story of the impact humans are having on wildlife. She's busy creating a knitted version of the 5-metre tall giraffe, basing her work on a skeleton at Otago Museum.
Taking a close look at the skeleton of a young giraffe acquired by the Otago Museum 140 years ago. Artist Michelle Bavors plans to create a life-size knitted version of the animal. Once she has a good understanding of how a giraffe skeleton comes together, she'll create a model to base her knitting pattern on.
I will translate that into a three-dimensional knitted pattern with multiple needles and try and knit each bone in one go without joins in it. That's my plan. That's the great plan. It doesn't always work out like that, but that's the strategy.
Knitting carries a strong symbology for Bavors, who is head of sculpture at Otago Polytechnic's Dunedin School of Art.
Knitting is for me about grief and love, and your grandmother would knit you a jersey because she cared about you.
Earlier this year she exhibited 10 knitted simulations of animal skeletons in Invercargill, highlighting the environmental threats facing the planet. The upcoming giraffe sculpture is a continuation of that message.
So the knitting of the animals is about grieving the extinction of animals.
She's planning for the finished knitted sculpture to stand 5 metres tall, although the exhibition space is yet to be finalised. In Dunedin, for the South Today.
A unique project is underway to honour the soldiers from Upper Clutha who died during World War I. The project is inspired by the pincushions made by injured soldiers as they recovered in hospital.
Volunteers are sewing sweetheart pincushions for a project that will honour soldiers from Upper Clutha who took part in the First World War. The community project was created by Sue Bartlett of Cardrona.
Queen Victoria actually got them interested because she was a bit of a needle worker, and so she got these packs sent up to go to the soldiers where they were in hospital, and got them to do it as part of a rehabilitation exercise, so when they're injured and they're recovering, something to keep their hands busy. The Historical Society had written a book, Courageous and Free, and they generously shared me the information, so that's how we got the 198 names. And there was also a little bit of information about each of the people that they had collected as part of their research, and so that's been turned into a bio that is on the back of each of the hearts, and the hearts will be strung up in alphabetical order. Some of the hearts represent people that were sadly killed in action, and you'll know that they the hearts of people that were killed in action because there will be a cross hanging at the bottom of the heart, whereas the other hearts representing people that were fortunate and could return home. Obviously some still had severe injuries, and so people just be able to wander along that 60-metre walk and reflect on the sacrifice that those people made for us.
Major Ian Pearcey is a serving officer in the New Zealand Defence Force and heard about the project as chairman of the Upper Clutha RSA.
Sue actually approached me and as part of the RSA and wanted our support, and I thought what a fantastic way to, a very unique and local way to remember and celebrate the sacrifices, the memories of family gone by. The worst thing we can do is forget the lessons that we learned from such a terrible catastrophe that World War I was. And if we don't remember that, and the sacrifices that our forebears, our grandfathers made for us, for the lifestyle that we have today, we'd be doing them a disservice.
The pincushions will be displayed in Pembroke Park on Armistice Day, November 11. Simon Henderson for the South Today.
And now recapping tonight's top stories on the South Today. An avalanche in the Mount Cook area early this morning struck a party of 3 climbers, leaving 2 of them dead and sole survivor Joe Morgan. The legend of Marty Banks is set to get another chapter in the South after the first 5 was this morning named in the next year's Highlanders. And finalists of the Otago Business Awards were celebrated at a function in Dunedin last night, with organisers pleased with a record number of entrants. And now we'll look at what's happening in tomorrow's ODT. Welcome, Craig Page.
Good evening. Yeah, we're going to have more on the double fatality on Mount Cook today after an avalanche. There's an amazing survival story now with Jo Morgan, who's the wife of businessman Gareth. She spent more than an hour digging her way out after the avalanche. She had 2 guides with her, 2 good friends, both German-born New Zealand residents. Both sadly perished in the avalanche, but yeah, she's got some amazing stories to tell, so that's all in tomorrow's paper. Some good news for the Hillside Workshop, with suggestion staff numbers are going to double to 24 over the next 12 months. That's on the back of the government moving to refurbish some North Island locomotives in the country.
Right.
The work's going to be done at Hutt Valley, but they're expecting Dunedin to be able to pick up some of the overflow there. So, closed 5 years ago, Hillside. Time flies.
Wow.
But there has been a skeleton staff there, but it'd be nice to see some more numbers around
sure
that.
would.
We're also looking ahead to the Labour Party conference in Dunedin. It's going to be Sea of Red this weekend. First time since 1988 it's been brought to Dunedin. And our local MPs, Claire Curran and David Clark, have worked pretty hard to try and get Dunedin as the venue. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And Jacinda Ardern's speech is going to be open to the public on Sunday at the Town Hall, so if you're interested, worth getting along. And we also take a look at the Highlander Super Rugby squad as well, and just sort of compare it to other New Zealand sides which were released today. Coach Aaron Major saying the squad needs to work on their speed and size, so good work to do before February next year.
All that in tomorrow's ODT. Thanks,
Thank you.
Craig. And time now for a look at tomorrow's weather.
Tonight's weather proudly brought to you by Mulnap.
Tonight's southern view is sunlight reflecting from a puddle. Looking at the situation, today's cold front will be well gone tomorrow, but another will arrive in the afternoon, maintaining cold southwesterly airflow over the country, and we could be in for rain over the weekend. Starting off at the northwest of the South Island, Greymouth and Westport can expect cloudy conditions at a high of 16 degrees. Across to the northeast, Nelson cloudy with a high of 17, and prepare for rain in Blenheim and a cooler high of 15. And to Canterbury, a wet day for Kaikoura with a high of 12 degrees. Christchurch also rainy and 13, and Ashburton the pick of the bunch on 13 and just a smattering of cloud. Looking at the southern towns, Catlins, Balclutha, Gore and Lumsden are in for southwesterlies, a few showers and 10-degree highs for all of you. Heading westwards to the Central Lakes area, expect moderate sou'westers, fine and highs of 12 in Wanaka and Alexandra, while Queenstown you can expect a fine day and 11, and Te Anau, the coolest and the wettest of these centres, expecting a high of 10 degrees and showers. Looking at the northern towns, Timaru and Oamaru can expect moderate southwesterlies, becoming fine and a high of 13, freshening moderate sou'westers and fine for Omarama and Twizel, a high of 12 degrees for you both. And in Dunedin, becoming fine tonight with gusty sou'westers easing and an overnight low of 6. Sunny periods and some cloud tomorrow morning, but a few light showers possible early afternoon. Fresh to strong gusty sou'westers, a high of 12 and a low of 6. Cloud increasing and lowering on Friday with some rain from early evening. Moderate northwesterlies and a high of 13 degrees. And in Invercargill, showers clearing tonight with sou'westers easing with an overnight low of 7. A period of showers and gusty cold sou'westers tomorrow morning, clearing during the afternoon with sunny periods increasing and winds easing, a high of 11. Milder nor'westers becoming strong later on Friday, cloud increasing during the day and rain developing by late afternoon, looking at a high of 14 degrees. And that's it from the team here this Wednesday. For the latest news from the southern region, head online and follow us on Facebook, YouTube and at channel39.co.nz, as well as odt.co.nz. Thanks for watching. Do join us again tomorrow. Good night.
This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.